We're live at 1. This is coming to you live at 1. We are reporting on traffic from the greater Guanacaste area. Today we're going to... That was my impersonation of traffic cop. Not cop. Helicopter. Traffic report. Doesn't make much sense because we're in Guanacaste where there's no traffic. Unless we're talking about cows and the road. Then you've definitely got traffic here in Costa Rica. Okay, so today is our Facebook Live, Walking the Path, and I was getting ready to prepare a talk on inner alchemy. And as I was preparing this, Jerry was across the table from me, and he was listening to a roast, one of those roasts, and he was laughing, and I knew he just needed a laugh, right? So I realized for this Facebook Live, let's just laugh. Are you guys ready to just laugh? Like, we've had enough spirituality. I've been so spiritual this last month, upping all of my spiritual practice, and everybody that I talk to is like, oh yeah, I'm meditating so much. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, good for you. Actually, I've been doing my fair share, right? Working out, meditating. I've been meditating a lot on chocolate. I've been doing my chocolate meditations. Those have been really good. And working out how to deliver chocolate to my mouth. I've been working that out very, very well. And after a month of being isolated, I'm realizing that just about anyone is looking good. There was a tree with a hole in it, and I was ready. Wait, what happened? My little... My laugh track isn't working. I have a great laugh track, you guys. We're going to reload it here, because you got to hear this. And I'm going to say that joke over again, and then we're going to have the laugh track, and it's going to be freaking hilarious. Are you ready? Ready. Okay. After being in isolation for a month, I saw a tree with a hole in it, and I was ready to go for it. No. There's at least one person that thinks that's funny. Right? Okay. So I thought maybe if you guys want to give me some topics, I can maybe do some jokes. I'll do a starter joke. This is one of my favorite ones. And then if you guys I'll look at the feed here, and you guys give me a word, a phrase, something that'll jog my memory, and a joke will come up. But right now, we're going to, hello everybody. All right, so we're going to tell a joke. This is one of my favorite jokes. There's three southern women from the southern part of the United States. And one of them is, yeah, right, human contact, Tammy. I'm so ready. Even, Tammy, let me tell you, the maintenance guys here, they're all sweaty and gross. They're working because it's hot, right? They're all like doing maintenance out here, and I'm ready to like clean one of them up. I'm just saying, like, it's really that bad. I know. And don't give me any shit that we're not doing social distancing. It's a laugh track, people. There's not a whole audience of people here in the room, okay? I'm just saying, all right? I love this laugh track. Yeah, all right. Okay, so 3 women from the South. Okay, Vincent, enough. All right, so three women from the South. One's rich, one's sort of rich, and one's poor. And they're all out to lunch. So the really rich one, she says, for my birthday, my husband bought me a Mercedes Benz. And the sort of rich one goes, really? And the poor one goes, that's nice. That's very, very nice. So then the sort of rich one says, for my birthday, my husband bought me a full-length mink coat. And the rich one goes, oh, really? And the poor one goes, that's nice. That's very, very nice. So they both look at the poor one and they go, what'd your husband get you for your birthday? She said, for my birthday, my husband bought me charm school lessons. They said, oh, sugar, whatever you learn in charm school. She said, I learned instead of saying, fuck you, you say, that's nice. That's very, very nice. All right. So there's one joke. Let's see. Do we have any suggestions here for jokes? Let's see. Bada boom. Okay. All right. So no suggestions. That's all right. I got more jokes. They're just come. All right. So there's these 2 sisters from South Carolina, One of them goes to San Francisco for vacation. This is when we could travel, right? So one of them goes to San Francisco for vacation and comes back. So they're both sitting on the back porch. And I need a prop. I need a prop for this. This joke requires a prop. Hold on. I'll get it going on here because I have my little prop bag. All right. So here we go. I got my prop. So the two sisters are sitting out on the back porch. They're both from South Carolina, from all you Carolinians. And one goes to San Francisco for vacation, and she comes back, and she says, her sister goes, "Girl, what'd you see in San Francisco? Tell me about your vacation, girl. What'd you see?" And the one sister says, "Girl, I saw men there that kiss other men." Her sister said, "Girl, men that kiss other men, what do you call men like that?" She said, "Girl, you call men like that homosexual." She said, honey, I do not like that. What else you see in San Francisco?" She said, "Girl, I saw women there that kiss other women." Her sister said, "Girl, there's nothing wrong with that. We kiss all the time." She said, "No, girl, they don't kiss like the sisters like we do. You know, they kiss like they're lovers with the tongue and everything." Her sister said, "Girl, what do you call women like that?" She said, "Girl, you call women like that lesbian." She said, honey, I do not like that. Go on, what else do you see in San Francisco?" She said, "Girl, I saw men there that kiss women on their private parts." Her sister said, "Woo, girl, what do you call men like that?" She said, "Honey, I don't know, but when I caught my breath, I said precious." Okay. All right. We got another cute joke. There's a whole series of jokes about little Johnny walking in on his parents having sex. So here's one. So little Johnny and his dad are walking down the street, and they see these two dogs, going at it. And little Johnny says, "Daddy, what are those dogs doing?" And the father says, "Son, they're making puppies." And so, little Johnny's okay with that. So later that week, he comes home from school early and walks in on his parents. And they're, in an amorous connection, in a mid-afternoon little quickie, but not expecting little Johnny to come home. So little Johnny comes home, walks in, and he goes, "Mom, Dad, what are you doing?" And his dad says, "Honey, we're making babies." And he goes, oh, okay, but would you flip her over? I'd rather have a puppy." Okay, all right, so, all right, I'm working it here. I'm working it. Okay, better yet, you guys got to listen to this one. This guy walks into a bar, and there's this jar of $100 bills, a jar full of $100 bills, a big jar. And the guy goes to the bartender, "Hey, what's up with that jar of $100 bills?" And the bartender says, "Well, it's this contest that we run. You see, you put your money in, and you got to do these three things, accomplish these three tasks, and then you get you win the $100. You win the jar full of $100 bills if you do these three tasks." The guy's like, "Well, what are the three tasks?" So the bartender says, "Well, the first thing you see back here, behind here on the back bar, there's this jar of this bottle of tequila, and you see those chilies in there. Those are chilies grown on the volcanic slopes from the jungles of Guatemala, and they're hotter than shit. And you got to drink 16 ounces, just down that red hot tequila." And the guy goes, "Okay, what's the second thing?" He goes, in that room, there's a room over there, and there's a dog that has rabies and a bad tooth, and you got to pull that dog's tooth." The guy goes, "Okay, what's the third thing?" He goes, "Upstairs, there's a woman, 90 years old. You got to give her an orgasm." So the guy's like, "Okay, wait, I got to drink the tequila, tooth, the dog with the tooth, the woman with the..." He goes, "You know what? I'm in. I'll do it." Puts his $100 in the jar, and guy goes, "All right, you're ready." He pours in the tequila, down 16 ounces of tequila. He's like, "Okay, what's next?" The guy goes, "Dog, next room." So the guy goes in the next room, closes the door. You hear this. The guy comes out, and he looks at the bartender and he goes, "Okay, where's that old woman with the bad tooth?" You guys got to catch that one. See, he was supposed to pull the tooth out of the dog and give the woman the orgasm. Instead, he gave the dog the orgasm. And yeah, okay. People miss that one. That's all right. I got one for anybody else. Just joining from West Africa, Julie. Hey, What's up? We're telling jokes. We figured there was enough spirituality, so we need some suggestions. Anybody have a topic, a word, a phrase, anything that will help me come up with some jokes? But I got one while we're waiting. This is one of my favorite ones. This guy walks into a New York proctologist, a very exclusive New York proctologist with a speech impediment. And he says, "Doctor, please help me." And the doctor says, "Look, I think you're in the wrong place. I'm a proctologist." The guy goes, "Please." The doctor goes, "Look, I'm very exclusive. I charge $500 just to walk in the door. Just to walk in, it's $500. The guy's like, "Fine." So the doctor says, "All right, fine, I'll give you the examination." So he examines him. He says, "Sir, there's nothing medically wrong with you. I've examined your larynx, your throat. There's nothing medically wrong with you, but I feel so guilty charging you so much for so little. Why don't I give you a full examination, you know?" So he goes, "Why don't you step in the next room, disrobe, and I'll give you the full examination." So the guy, walks into the next room. The guy with the speech impediment walks in the next room, starts taking off his shirt, and the doctor notices these stretch marks on his chest and on his neck. He doesn't know what to make of it. So it comes time to check the guy's hemorrhoids. He says, "Sir, please drop your shorts and I'll check your hemorrhoids." And the guy drops his shorts and the doctor looks and he's stunned. He's shocked. He can't believe this man is so well endowed that it's huge. It's so big. It's pulling down on his chin. The stretch marks are from the weight of it, right? Just pulling down, right? He can barely lift his chin because it's so heavy. So the doctor says, "Oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. You're disproportionately endowed. It's so huge. You can't even lift your chin." The guy's like, "Well, what can we do?" The doctor says, "We're going to take some of it off. That's what we're going to do." So 6 months later, the guy walks into the doctor and he says, "Doctor, my elocution is superior thanks to your exemplary surgery. I've been accepted into the circles from which I was summarily denied for years due to my unfortunate impediment. But doctor, I used to be able to satisfy 3-4 women a night, 3-4 times each woman. Now, nothing, zip, nada, zero, speech impediment or no. I want it back. Put it back on." And the doctor says, "Fuck you." Wait, I need my laugh track. Yeah, it's a good one. All right, I got a topic. Julie, education. Shit, that's the one thing I don't have anything on. Okay, I got an education joke. Teacher, I got something. It'll come to me. Damn it. All right. Julie comes up with one, and I don't got it. Education, an education joke. There's little Johnny jokes with the teacher. Yeah, actually I have an education joke, but it's way too dirty for the Facebook Live. Okay, let's see if I got another one. Okay, here's another one about little Jane walks in on her parents having sex one night, and the next morning she says to her mother, she says, "Mom, what were you and Daddy doing last night?" And Mom says, "Honey, we were making babies." And she says, "Okay, So like a couple weeks later, she couldn't sleep. Little Jane couldn't sleep, and she walks in to see her parents. And this time, Mom is going down on Dad. And so the next morning, she goes, "Mom, were you and Daddy making babies?" And she goes, "Oh no, honey, that's how we make diamonds." Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, all right, let's see if I got another joke. Another joke for you. You guys, I need some topics here. Come on, Julie gave me education, but it's too dirty. I can't tell my education joke. But what do we got? We got something, let me see. I got something coming up, some other good joke that I got. All right, this lady goes in for plastic surgery. She goes into this doctor for plastic surgery, and she says, "Doctor, she says, I want to get plastic surgery, but I don't have a lot of money, but I want a nice job. I want you to do something nice for me. What do you got?" The doctor goes, "Well, we got plan A. We do nice work on the jaw, a little work on the eye area, and you're looking at about $15,000 on this one." And the lady goes, That's too much." So he says, "Okay, I got plan B. Plan B is it's a little bit better. It's about, you do less work on the jaw, but nice work on the eyes. Really get a nice lid tuck, everything. And that's about about 10,000, 8 to 10,000. And the lady's like, it's still a little out of my price range. He goes, well, we do have this other plan. I could probably let it go for like 4,000. The lady's like, that's sounding good. What is it? He goes, well, I'm a little hesitant. It's not really approved by the FDA or the AMA yet, but that's why I could give it to you at this really low price. She goes, well, what is it? He goes, well, what we do is we make a large incision in the back of the head and we install a wing nut and a wiring system, right? So, anytime you get a little puffy, a little jowl thing going on, you just crank that nut and boom, instant facelift. The lady goes, I love it. I'll take it. So she does the surgery and it's a great success. Great success. She does it for, 6 months later, she wakes up and she's got some bags under her eyes. She cranks that nut. Boom. Beautiful. This goes on for years. 5 years goes by, 6 years goes by, 7 years, 8 years goes by. One morning she wakes up with these huge, huge bags in front of her eyes. She says, she cranks the nut and nothing happens. She cranks the nut again, nothing happens. She's just beside herself. She's so upset. So she goes to the phone, calls the doctor. She's yelling at the doctor. The doctor says, madam, please, I guarantee my work. Make an appointment at 2 o'clock and I'll see you. So the woman comes in at 2 o'clock and she goes to the doctor and the doctor, looks at her and says, madam, he examines her, he's looking at her. Madam, I'm sorry to tell you, those aren't bags under your eyes. Those are your tits. And if you turn that nut one more time, you're going to have a goatee. Okay. I don't know if I got any more. I don't know if I got any more jokes for you guys. But I figured we all needed a little bit of a laugh today, right? If somebody else has a topic for me, thanks, Zin. I love you too. But we need, talk about my most recent ayahuasca experience. Well, that was the daily double. I've got to tell you about that. Everybody loves talking about shitting and puking, and that would be pretty much what we do here. In fact, we have an opportunity to do some more of that tonight. The most recent ayahuasca experience. This is what I love about ayahuasca experiences at Rhythmia, is they're just freaking crazy. And people talk about stuff like it's normal. Like you'll be talking to somebody and they'll say, yeah, how was your journey last night? It was good. I was sitting in the Maloka and I saw this spaceship outside and so I thought it was for me. So I got in, like that's just normal. Yeah, I saw the spaceship and I thought it was for me. Like that's normal. A spaceship just appears outside and it's for you. Only Arrhythmia. So then I get in and it took me to this Chinese restaurant. It was totally pimped out. Amazing, right? This is a journey. It's just happens every week here. In addition to people having amazing, amazing healings. But this is what happens. All right. So it looks like we, the daily double. Yes, Zin, we got the daily double. All right. I think I've told the amount of clean jokes that I can tell. Let's see if I have a story for you guys. I do have a story. I went off a 150-foot cliff one time. You want to hear that story? Do I hear a yes? I went off a 150-foot cliff in Strawberry, Arizona. Yes. So the story goes, a friend of mine and I were going to go to on this hike, right? We're going on this hike, and we decided to go on this hike to this place called Fossil Springs in Strawberry. Now, if you don't know anything about Strawberry, Arizona, it's a town with about 5 bars and 3 churches. It might be reversed. It might be 5 churches and 3 bars. I don't know. But pretty much it's a small town where people just drink and go to church. They have churches because of all the shit they drank. So that's why you go to church on Sunday. Anyway, so go to Strawberry, Arizona. We stop at this place. It was a bar. We stopped at a bar. And we got a sandwich, right? Because that was all there was. There were bars that served food. And we got a sandwich, played a game of pool. I had 1 beer. 1 beer, had a sandwich, played a game of pool. And then my friend Robert and I went off on Fossil Creek. You know Fossil Creek? All right, Eric. So we went off on our trip. And before we left, the bartender, Ruthie, older woman, she had a shirt on that said 1 in a million. So Ruthie says, boy, where's you boys going? We said, we're going to go to Fossil Springs. She goes, oh, be careful at Fossil Springs. It's a rough road. We had a lot of rains this year. Y'all park up at the top and walk that last half mile. We said, okay, Ruthie, we'll walk the last half mile. So she goes, says bye. We say bye. We get in the car. Now, that time I had a Volvo, and not a Volva, a Volvo. I had a Volvo, and my friend and I, we were listening to Parliament, right? So we were on the Mogollon Rim. Now, if you don't know what the Mogollon Rim is, it's basically this place in Arizona where the Earth went, right? And one part of it is higher than the other. It's called the Escalante Staircase. It goes all the way up into Utah. So basically, there's just this sheer drop. Like the Earth went, and there's this 1,000-foot drop. Well, so we're going off the Mogollon. We're on the plateau of the Mogollon Rim, going to Fossil Springs to go hiking, and we get.
Sexy boy.
Oh boy! Hey, what about that? Somebody's calling me. So we go we go on this hike. I can't believe I got a call in the middle of the Facebook Live. All right, so we go on this hike. We get there. We're driving to the hike. We're driving to the trailhead, and the road starts to curve down. The road curves down, and it's washboardy, right? So with washboard, the car starts to vibrate violently. Right? I'm going like 25, 30 miles an hour. We're listening to Parliament. Flashlight. You guys know Flashlight? Flashlight. Bow, 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 neon light. Bow, bow, bow. Right? So we got Flashlight going, neon light. We're driving, and the road starts to curve and go down. It's washboardy, and this car starts vibrating, and it starts vibrating violently, and it starts to vibrate, and as the road is going down, it's going down, and there's a cliff, right? And the cliff, we're at the top of this canyon, and it's starting to get steeper the further we go. And the car starts to vibrate off the road, right? It's vibrating off the road, and I think, turning away from it, and the car continues to vibrate because it's just bouncing. So I think maybe it's like snow. You turn into the curve, turn into the way the cars did that, nothing. And before I know it, we are off this cliff. And not only did we hit something and flipped. And so it wasn't like a sheer cliff, it was like an incline, but it was full of scrub oak and brush. So now we are upside down on the roof of this car. Thank God it was a Volvo. Sliding down, our seatbelts are on. I'm literally hanging upside down. I look over at my friend, and all you see in the windshield is just trees and greenery. You can't see anything. We can't see where we're going. Talk about trusting and faith. At this point, we were both like, what can you do? We were just careening down this cliff, cutting our way through these trees, and we get down to the bottom and hit a rock and flip back over. Now, when the car was upside down, the engine cut. But of course, we had a CD player in the car at the time, because that's what you had back then in the 90s. And who owns a CD player anymore, right? But most cars don't even have them. But we had a CD player. So the engine had cut, and of course we're upside down, so the CD isn't playing. But the minute we hit the bottom and flipped back over, it was like dead silence. It was silence, like the most peaceful silence you've ever heard, especially after such a traumatic experience. We were just like, okay, we're okay. Whew. And all of a sudden we heard, flashlight, neon light, right? So we're like, turn that shit off. So we get up, we crawl back up the cliff to the top, and we walk for like 45 minutes. Finally, a single truck comes by. He lets us get in the back. We get in the back. We go back to the bar where we were at, the bar where we stopped to see Ruthie. And we're going to call a tow truck because I had to get my car out from there, right? So we see Ruthie. She goes, boys, you're back too soon. What happened? And we told her. She goes, ooh, I knew something was wrong. You boys want a drink? I was like, yeah, I want a drink. She poured us a shot of scotch and a beer. That was my first mistake. So we call the tow truck. The tow truck driver comes out. Tow truck driver in Strawberry, Arizona. He was a whistler. One of those, people that speaks with a whistle, whistle, right? Just like this. So he goes, you boys were going out to Fossil Springs? I said, yeah. He says, well, we'll take you out there. So we're driving out. He goes, you boys call the sheriff? We said, no, we didn't call the sheriff. It's a one-car accident. He says, I don't care if it's a one-car accident. You got to call the sheriff in Strawberry, Arizona. You got to call the sheriff. So he calls. He goes, Jimmy, meet me out at Fossil Springs. We got 2 boys in a car accident. So Jimmy meets us out there. He meets us out, and he goes, starts to talk to us. He goes, you boys been drinking? We said, well, we did have a drink when we got back. Yeah, Ruthie poured us a drink. You can ask her. We got back. She poured us a drink. He goes, you just had to have a drink. I said, yeah, I went off a 150-foot cliff. I had to have a drink. So, he's inspecting everything, and while he's doing all of his inspections, the tow truck driver goes, he's looking down at the car. He goes, I'm gonna pull you boys up same way I pulled up the last one. I said, the last one? He goes, oh shit, yeah boy, there's enough car parts down there you could start a new car lot. I tell you, everybody goes off this. It's like, what? So while he's getting ready to pull the car up and making his adjustments and stuff, the sheriff calls my friend over. He says, please, Mr. Adanto, please put your things on the hood of the car. And my friend puts his things on the hood of the car, and he puts his hand behind his back and handcuffs him. I go, what? He says, there's a bench warrant out for this man's arrest. I was like, holy moly. He goes, Mr. Jacob, would you please put your things on the car? I was like, there's no, but I got arrested too. And there was nothing, not a thing on my record. I know this for sure. So we get arrested. And now I'm in the back of the car. It's hot. We're waiting for the guy to pull our car up. We're both handcuffed in the back of Gila County Sheriff's car outside of Fossil Springs in Strawberry, Arizona. Now, I'd never been arrested before in my life, but that was one of the most disempowering things that I've ever experienced. Like, you can't scratch your nose, you can't do anything, right? So we're handcuffed in the back of the car, and we get taken to this one cell jail, one big cell. And there's a guy in there, a permanent resident with a Confederate flag. Both Robert and I had darker complexions, if you know what I mean. So we weren't too welcome there. And the sheriff takes us in, puts us in the cell, slams the door shut, the jail door, the cage, and he goes, welcome to the Gray Hilton. So anyway, we get arraigned the next day. And I am pissed because I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong to get arrested. So I at that time had a good friend who was a trial attorney, who was very famous, like dealt with criminal defense attorney. And I said to him, I have a wrongful arrest case. I went off a 150-foot cliff and was traumatized, totaled my car, and got arrested after spending 24 hours in jail. And I told him the whole story. He goes, well, when you were in jail, did you take it up the ass? I said, no, I didn't. He goes, well, just be grateful you weren't in Mexico or Russia. That's all I got to say. And that is not a wrongful arrest case. So basically, the long story short is that's my story of going off a 150-foot cliff in Strawberry, Arizona. Let me get you one. Come on now. Anyway, my laugh track isn't working. So this has been an experiment. We just wanted to give you guys some laughs today. Say hello, send you some love. I hope you're staying well during this time of quarantine. And I hope you're not going as stir crazy as I am with all of the isolation because, like I said, there was a tree with a hole in it. I was thinking of going for it. So I hope you all are having a great day. But we just needed to laugh today, that's all. Just a few laughs. So remember, what we learned out of this Facebook Live is when you're pissed off at somebody because of your being quarantined, you don't have to say anything. You just have to say, that's nice. That's very, very nice. All right. Have a great day. Peace, blessings, love, and laughs. Talk to you later.